18 years old girl, he would get pissed off by the way how you looked at me. You could say that he was keeping himself from her. Hello guys, how are you? Did you miss me? So it's Japa and today I'm gonna tell you how I dated Arabic guy. So imagine 18 years old girl working in another country. She just went there for like few months ago and she finally found a job that actually her sister helped her to find it. And then she goes to that job, but still she misses her hometown so much. And sometimes after job, she takes this spare time by walking. Like she doesn't take tram, but she goes by walking just to cry about how she misses her hometown and how she misses her mom actually. And also, it was the sad part was that she didn't had any friends out there, only like her sisters, and sisters not always can be friends actually. 18 years old Chopa is finding new job. Mm, as I said, she's going to work at the spa as massage therapist. You know, she had this certification before, like she learned it and she know how to do massage, but uh, please don't be pervert about it because I know many people when they see Asian massage therapist, they imagine something else, but not the real massage. They imagine something with the happy ending. You say it, but the spa she was going to work for, it wasn't um, this kind of spa, and she wasn't this kind of person at that moment, I could say. Even though it wasn't this kind of spa, many people were coming there, and when she would do massage them, they would ask her for something more, and she was like having a lot of stress about it. But we need to come back a little bit earlier. I could explain you how it started. So, 16? No, no, 16 was the in the last week. Now she's 18. 18 years old, Chopa. Um, she goes to this new spa. She doesn't really knows how it works yet, and she goes there earlier so administrator could explain her everything. And you know, you also must know that she's in a foreign country. She doesn't speak their language, but the only language she speaks is English. It's even the broken English. So like somehow she find out to communicate with administrator, and he explains her that staff of the spa supposed to like clean everything, clean the spa before the spa would open. So she started to clean from her room, like they gave her where she would do massage. Um, and then when she finished cleaning her room, she goes outside, and then she didn't find any administrator, but she sees this guy. It's the main hero of the video. He has this deep voice, and his voice was so deep that she felt scared of him. I mean, can you imagine this? And also he was talking in this Arabic accent, and she thought that he's some kind of stranger, like who is he? But she couldn't find administrator there. So she asked him like, have you seen administrator? I need to ask him what do I need to do more. And he says that administrator went outside, but you can ask me what to do. Then she found out that this is actually also worker, like he works in the same spot with her. So he explains her what to do, and then she tries to do it. But then I guess like it was her first day at this new job. I guess she was cleaning so slow that he decided to tell her like, can you just sit down? I'm gonna finish it myself. He had this Arabic accent, and when he would say something, he always like, come, my friend. So you could understand why this girl liked this guy. I mean, she didn't like him. Yet she got scared of him, but she also noticed that he had very nice appearance, like he was good looking guy. At the same time, she kind of scared her somehow. She didn't understood why he scared her. Even like he's staying there talking to her kind of scared her. Not that he wasn't polite or he didn't look dangerous, but she still felt dangerous with him. But at the same time, she noticed that he was like good looking. I mean, he wasn't that tall. He was just a little bit taller than her. But he had these deep set eyes and long eyelashes, and his hair were combed back. And he also was wearing this plaid shirt all the time. I guess he had few of them, and he was just, switching it like some kind of hero of the long-term series. That's how he looked, and he had this kind of so long eyelashes. These Arabic eyelashes that somehow she thought like, oh my god, like his side, it looked like he could looking at you and go so much deep inside you. And she was like, wow, that's the eyes I never seen before. And really he said it was like so soulful, I could say. From all of her colleagues, this Arabic guy would be only one who made her feel so unusual. He wasn't dangerous, but by feeling, by this electricity, she felt something and it felt dangerous for her. But at the same time, he was very friendly guy, gentle and also like handsome, of course, because if you would even imagine his eyes with these long eyelashes, it was just like crazy. And for some moment during all period of working in this spa, she didn't notice, but she started to count all the time when she could see him because this guy, he wasn't like working inside the spa, he was working outside, he was like bringing clients inside, something, I don't know, something like this. So she noticed that every time he comes inside, she counts or how many times like he entered the spa. She didn't try to talk with him so much, but she was like staring at him like crazy because again he was so much interesting for her, uh, and she felt so many feelings to him from somehow, and she didn't really understand why she felt all of that. And she started to count all of the time he would enter the spa, and whenever he would enter the spa and she would be working, doing her job, and she would be busy and she wouldn't be able to catch him, then she would be sad about it. And then she actually understood that she's like falling in love with him. But she didn't know why she fell in love with him. She fell in love with him without him knowing that and without her knowing why. All of these scared tremblings inside she felt staying near him turned to butterflies. And at the same time, she understood that it's not just a blind love. So she asked herself, why are you feeling so much to this guy? And the dreamy voice inside her answered, he's so gentle, interesting, funny, friendly, and so caring, so protective. You know, at the same time, she had this feeling from him that, uh, like, really overprotecting and overcaring feeling from him because every time he would, like, ask her, like, how are you? And he would ask other girls that was working there, like, he would be so friendly with them and always like, are you okay? Do you need something? And she really liked that part of him. And at the same time, she knew that, she felt herself a stranger in this country, that she doesn't even speak language. And whenever she found out that some people that, especially like most of clients of this power were men, I don't know why, but every time, like not all of them, but few of them would try to ask her for something more, and of course she wouldn't let them. She wouldn't do anything more, but she felt so stressed about it. And every time when she would see him, I mean, she would understand that if she would ever tell him about it, he would get pissed off and uh he wouldn't mind to smash faces of their clients, like if he would find out that what they even tried to ask from her. And that's what kind of energy you feel sometimes from Arabic men, especially. That's the same feeling what she felt from him also. But of course, she never told anyone that these many clients tried to ask something from her. She would just, pretend that she's stupid, like she doesn't understand what they asking for, and she was just going out of the room. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was like very stressful period for her. Because she doesn't like to cause scandals, and she just wanted to earn some money and just do her job, and that's all. This guy, he was like friendly, and he would talk a lot to other massage therapist girls. And then like 18 years old Chopper noticed that she feels jealous to these girls because she cannot talk like this to him. Uh, First reason it was her broken English, and another reason it was that she would get so much blushed when she would even try to talk with him because she liked him so much. She wouldn't be able to talk with him so easy. That's why at the same time she felt jealous to these girls, and she always tried to look at him. Her working period in this current spa didn't last for long. Her bosses decided to move her to another place, and this place actually was better because like less private clients but still had some, and more like women coming there, and more like tourists coming there, not local people. She found out that local people are like most pervert. But so she felt herself. She felt like better there as a job, but at the same time, she felt sad she wouldn't be able to see this guy no more. you know, because she really loved to see him. Maybe she wanted something more from him. She was dreaming about to kiss him, to cuddle with him, to talk to him, without getting blushed. But she was still fine just looking at him because he was so much attractive for her. First time she was pretty sad about it, but then she got used to this. She got used to this like maybe 1 month left since she moved to another place and started to work in another place. Since there was no any trigger as this Arabic guy, let's call him Amir by the way, she started to forget about him, she started getting distracted for other things. You got something whenever you stop wanting it. And I cannot say that she stopped to wanting him. It wouldn't bother her so much anymore. And once some strange number called her, and she heard his voice. We're gonna call him Amir, but his real voice is way more beautiful. Like I could say, it's like through Arabic name. So he tells her that he was erasing all unknown numbers from his phone, and he just wanted to find out which number was it because like he didn't know whose number was it. And so he called it, and then he found out that it was her. And she was like, yeah, it was just me. They started to talk, and of course he didn't erase her number. He actually saved her number. I don't really know how he said her number, but they started to talk from that. They started to talk a lot, and she confessed to him like one of their talking days. She confessed to him that she actually liked him back then when they were working together, and he was like, uh, "Oh, I know, I noticed that you like me just by the way how you looked at me. And he said, like, everyone noticed that. And she was like, what the fuck? In that moment, she felt really shy and embarrassed that her feelings was so obvious and she couldn't hide them. Somehow after that, they started to flirt. And one day they decided to go on a date. So one day they decided to go on a date, and also there was another date. And I guess from the second date, they decided that they're gonna actually date. They're gonna have relationships because on the second date they kissed, and guess who made the their first step to kiss one another? It's, of course, me. Like 18 years old Chopa made her first step to kiss this Arabic tail, I could say. It was a magnificent kiss. She really enjoyed it. And she felt like she never kissed a guy like this, and she never felt like this to anyone. They really enjoyed their kiss. They didn't want to go away from each other, but Amir was too gentle and told her that she must go home. She would think that he was so gentle, but at the same time, he probably was thinking about himself because, he was like a busy guy. He had to work tomorrow morning. He worked a lot. And he was like, oh, I need to wake up. I need to go home. But she didn't want to go. And she was like sad, but she had to go. She had to understand him. They went apart from each other. They didn't have much dates during their relationship because again, Amir was too busy. He was like a hard worker. 18 years old Chopa also was busy. So she had the opportunity to take only one day off um, during the whole week, and same as him. But he would always take his days off in Friday, and she wouldn't be able to take all of her days off on Friday because on Friday also people take their days off. So it was like all the time different days of the week for her. But for him it always would be a Friday. Because it's obviously he was pretty religious guy. He would have to go to the like Friday pray. He wouldn't let let himself to miss it, so he would have to go to this Friday pray. It was his true call coming from inside, I guess. But so that's why they wouldn't be able to go on many days because whenever she would be able to adapt to him, then maybe they can go to the dates. But most of the time, they would just meet after work. He would like wait for her on the tram station. So he would go from the tram station, like meet with him, and he would like walk her home. And then also like they wouldn't stay together for too long because he had to go home and sleep because he worked so much. At the same time, she felt really like insanely in love with him. She felt so many feelings, and she would consider him as her first love. Like maybe I could say that I feel the same right now because um, she never felt like this to anyone, and I cannot say that I'm not feeling like this to anyone right now. But those feelings to Arabic guy, they were like special, and it was like first time when you experience such a feelings. I guess everyone once in their life experiences something like this, and it's not necessary would have a good end because most of the time when you experience such a crazy feelings to someone, it just destroys you. And for that time, she like when they were dating, she didn't thought about it, and she was like ignoring that alarm that these feelings might destroy her because she was like, he's a good guy. He has like such a great personality and he cares about everything and every time. And I'm so much in love with him. I feel I feel like crazy. I feel like I want to abuse him forever. And why would I feel bad later? I still think that he has a great personality and he didn't do anything bad to me. Keep listening. I'm gonna tell the story. He also was telling her all of these sweet words on Arabic like Enta Habibi, Enta Yayuni, Enta Omri, and all of that, many, many things. Like only these three words I remembered. Like he was repeating it all the time. That made me remember them. Of course, his deep voice made his deep effect on her. Now I feel like maybe 18 years old Chopper was too much romanticizing him and making this guy something more than he was. Actually, you can never tell, you can never say because like relationship, it didn't last for long. Like it felt like the longest relationship for that time and it felt like a deepest relationship. For a long time she would never met a guy that she would feel the same feeling what she felt for him. And when she was like comparing, she was like, it doesn't feel like it felt with Amir. It feels like less. It's not like, it always was some point where it's like was Amir and other guys and they would never get to him because what she felt to him, it was like crazy. I guess she was lucky that she felt this kind of feelings to the good guy. I mean, he wasn't so bad. He was like he really had good personality and still have, like, he exists still. And I'm sure that he is still a very good person. Yeah, but something get wrong. And you will know what. So one day, drama moment. When they were chatting, they started to talk about sex. Like, of course, it's about what you expect from her. Of course, they're gonna start talk about sex. And that day, he asked Chopra, "Are you a virgin?" And she said, like, before answering, she had many doubts, many thoughts in her mind, like crazy, like flashbacks and everything. And, the main thought was, I cannot lose him. And she said, yes, I'm virgin. But you know that it's not true. If you watch my first video, I'm gonna leave the link like somewhere here. And he would actually believe her that she was not virgin because she looked like very innocent and calm and she would never look like a girl who would be like crazy. It's because I'm such a calm person in reality and you would never consider me as that I have many partners in my life. Like most people still consider me either too young or too innocent, not because I am, like I act innocent, but because of my calm character. And that moment, like after telling him, yes, I'm a virgin, she felt really nervous because she really, really liked him. She wanted this, you know, relationship with him till the end of the world. She felt like, oh my god, he's the one. I feel so much for him. I would never feel the same for someone else. And it's crazy. It's just some kind of magnetic feeling. She would like physically feel it. I don't know if you can get it or not. She would physically feel this energy from him that would attract her. And she was like, he's so religious, like he's Arabic guy. He's so much religious. He's such a good guy. You can say he prays all the time, like when he can pray, not like he prays five times a day. No, he's not praying like 5 times a day, but like he always tried to follow this, religious Muslim rules. So she was like, I'm gonna point him if I'm gonna tell him that I'm not virgin. And she felt so much ashamed. She felt like, oh my god, why did I lose my virginity? Why I couldn't handle it. She was like crying about it. And she was like, I need to fix it. I need to think about it. What am I gonna do? And you know what she was thinking? She really had this in her mind that she's gonna, work there, make some money, because of course they wouldn't like fuck soon, because like again he's religious. Maybe he would decide to marry her first. So she was thinking that she's gonna work there a little bit. She's gonna come back to her country and go to this surgery, when they like turning back to your virginity. Like they actually do this kind of surgery here, and I cannot say that it's expensive. She was even like looking for these prices, and yeah, it wasn't expensive, but I don't remember how much it was. So she was like having this plan in her mind that she's gonna turn her virginity. She's gonna keep it inside her that she's a virgin, and till like they get married. And so whenever they would have this after marriage, he would be, oh yes, you didn't lie to me, you're truly virgin. So she wanted like to make this virgin surgery to become innocent again. But you know, these crazy thoughts that she's gonna turn back her virginity, they couldn't stay in her mind for too long. And she decided that it's better to be honest with the love of your life. Somehow she decided for herself, if he's gonna break up with me, I'm gonna feel really, really, really bad. I'm gonna feel depressed. I don't know what am I gonna feel, but it's better to be honest with him than to lie. Because, if she would try to lie, it would take a lot of energy, time, and money from her. Maybe it was just less energy spending for her to just tell the truth, spill out the truth, than to try to hide the lie. One day, when he was like walking her home, like after the job, she was like, "I need to talk to you," you know. And he was like, "Why are you being so serious? You kind of scare me." And she said, "Oh, you remember this time when you asked me if I'm a virgin or not?" And he said, "Yes." And she said, "I'm not virgin." And he was like, he got really shocked. He didn't expect it that. He didn't expect it to hear this. And when she saw his shocked face, she was like, "What happened? Are you not gonna love me after this? Are you gonna break up with me?" And she was like really sad. And when she understood that she really disappointed him, she started to cry. Started to cry out there on the street in front of this guy. That she really like feels sorry for losing her virginity, and she don't want to like break up with him. But he was whenever she started to cry, this guy woke up and he was like, "No, no, please don't cry. I hate it when you cry. It's so shame when my girlfriend cries." So he was like, "I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about it, and just give me the time." He asked her to give him time, because like she would again so innocent, so he would never consider that she was not virgin. He was virgin himself because he was like truly Arabic Muslim. He was following all of these rules, what they have in the religion. So he was like keeping himself till he would get married. And you could say that he was keeping himself for her, but she couldn't keep herself for him. And that's why she felt ashamed, really ashamed. He decided to, after she started to cry, he felt sorry for that he made her cry and started to apologize for this. I think that's another think why she really loved to stay with him, because for every moment when he would make herself sad or something else, he would say, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, baby. Yes, even when she confessed that she was not virgin, he still was like apologizing her. Yes, and trying to calm her down. So they went apart eventually to their houses. Um, yeah, and she felt strange. She still felt herself dirty. She still felt herself ashamed that she didn't kept her virginity for him, and she felt like, he's gonna break up with me. But he didn't break up with her. He kind of deals with this somehow. Oriental fairy tale relationships keep going. Like they've been talking, they've been dating like this for um, many months. It wasn't year. It wasn't years yet. They've been dating for many months, but once again, her bosses decide to move her to another place where he would be working too. So they started to work together again. They had this chance to see each other more often, and she still loved it like crazy. She still had this crazy, unusual feelings that he's just, you know, destiny for her. There was this kind of situation when her bosses, they always made her to go from, like, they had many spas, and they always would make her to go from one spa to another and to another, and once most of the time she works in one spa, but then they're like, oh, there's not enough therapists, can you go there, can you go there? And that actually pissed her off, but she couldn't say anything because she likes money and she liked to earn money. And so she was like going to another spa. And one day from the main spa, she went to another spa. And when she come back from another spa, she found out that her boyfriend, her Amit, was actually doing massage to a girl. It was Russian girl. And she asked for a guy massage therapist. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. When she found out about it, she was like, firstly, she was like, calm, calm, calm. Then when she started to talk something about this girl, about like, about her body, she get mad, she get crazy. She went to some like close place and started to cry like crazy there, and everyone would try to calm her down. That's how she actually makes candles. Like she was really jealous that this guy like is her boyfriend. He's fucking virgin. He's fucking touching other woman. What the fuck? But yeah, she really got mad at him. Said like, if you ever gonna do the same, if you ever gonna say I'm gonna do massage for other women, we're gonna break up. And he said, okay, okay, baby, never do that anymore. If you hate it, I'm not gonna do that. He tried to protect himself, like, but you're doing the same. You're touching other men, and she was like, because it's my fucking job. Your job is not being a therapist. Your fucking job is doing this fucking commercial outside. But why you decided to give yourself like there's other guy that would enjoy that they don't have girlfriends and they would enjoy to touch this Russian woman, but you decided to go to what the fuck? Again, he apologized many times, and finally she said, okay, if you're not gonna do the same ever in your life, then it's gonna be fine. Dating Arabic guy is crazy, but it depends on which guy you're dating with. This guy, he was really obedient. No, I cannot say obedient, like, he was sweet. He was really sweet. They were dating for maybe already 6 months. Yeah, it was already 6 months. But then, she got sick of these bosses that always makes her to work from one place and go. It's one day she had to go to 3 places, and always like change her clothes because she worked in one clothes in her like spa, and then she had to change to outside clothes and then go there and then again change her clothes and do this like massage, you know. And she really got sick of it, and it was already, you know, summer coming, and she decided to go to another city. But before, there's another situation. Like before, she was deciding, she was only thinking about it, and while she was thinking about it, she went to another spa. She worked there for a little bit, and there was like other girls that were like Russian speaking girls, you know, like when you find someone that speaks the same language which you speak, then you of course you're gonna talk with them a lot. Start to talk with them, and you know these girls they knew Amir for a long time already, like for a few years maybe. They said like, "Are you dating with him?" You know, with this disgusted face, and she was like, "Yeah, I love him. Like, probably we're gonna get married." And these girls they were like, you know that if you're gonna marry him, he's gonna make you wear this hijab. And she was like, no way, he would never do that. I know him. Like he would never make me to wear hijab. We already talked about it. And she was like, but he told us that he would make you wear hijab. She was like, I don't think so. You know, because she really wouldn't believe so because most of the time maybe he liked her so much that he always tried to agree with her, but maybe he had some backup plans about her. He was like, okay, I'm gonna like work a little bit, maybe 1 year, and then we're gonna get married and we're gonna settle all of these documents and stuff because he kind of has these documents problem himself, and he was like, maybe in after 1 year we're gonna get married. And it's just like, yeah, maybe. And also, they've been talking about the kids. Like, once she asked, like, if we're gonna have kids, what religion they're gonna have? He said, of course they're gonna be Muslim. I'm gonna make them pray, since they're gonna become a teenagers. And she was like, what? You're gonna make them pray since they will become a teenagers? And without giving them a choice which religion they're gonna follow. You cannot say that she never had a choice which religion she gonna follow because I mean like everyone is just traditionally she's also kind of Muslim, and that's also made him feel more relief because he was like asking, "Are you Muslim?" And she was like, I'm not following the rules, but yeah, when I was a kid, they said this praise to my ear, you know, that kind of turns you to Muslim, like in Christianity, they baptize kids, but in Muslim they like tell this pray in the ears that makes turns the child to Muslim and also makes all like shaitans go away. That's what I know. She never followed the rules, like actually. So she doesn't consider herself that much Muslim. She considers herself more like a free person that has her own spirituality. I still consider myself like this, having my own spiritual way how I wanna follow. Me being Muslim is just a small part of it. And she always wanted the same for her kids. She always wanted the same freedom. She never would want like her kids to get um pressed by someone like you're supposed to follow these rules. So that was another red flag for her. Like you can say there is not much red flags, but somehow like when she decided to move to another city for job, they were like having better job, and she felt like this city it was like a beach city, I could say, beach area, and it was really nice. So I still think it's my like favorite city. It was really nice there. She really enjoyed, even counting that she had more days off while she was working in the first city, 1 day off per week. But working in another city, she was having only 1 day off per month. But still, she would enjoy this city so much. You know, it has such a atmosphere and all people, most of the clients, they're like, so they must have been tourists, like Russian people, maybe European people, and they would never try to, and they would never try to ask something from her, something perfect. And that's what she really felt good about. And also, most of the time, most of her clients, they were like women, and that also she enjoyed. Like, it's way comfortable to touch women than men, especially for women. And I guess for men too. Like, you rather touch women. Depends on your gender, of course. She really enjoyed working in the city, but at the same time, yeah, she was away from her boyfriend. They had this long-term relationship, which was fine for her because, she was busy working. She wouldn't have time to try to cheat on him or try to talk with someone else. And he also was working as usually, like, he was like hard worker. At the same time, she was missing him. And then sometimes, like, she understood that it was her decision to move there. And, there was like a lot of reason why she's supposed to move to the city. Not only that she wanted to move, just it worked like this. Like, sometimes life makes you to go somewhere else. And she decided to go somewhere else. And she wouldn't imagine that made her relationship worse because she was thinking like, maybe he could come here sometimes. He would never message her. I don't know, maybe he got offended that she moved to another city. Like, they would message each other at the beginning, but then later they would never message each other, and he would never message her first, which is kind of important for her, especially in the beginning of relationship. It's important for her that the guy supposed to message you first to show that he's ready to do his first action towards you, but he was not doing it, and he would not call her too often. She was like, okay, maybe he's just busy. Maybe that's how it is. Later, when they actually decided to talk a little bit often, when she had enough courage to tell him, like, why the fuck you not messaging me? Am I like your girlfriend? You kind of wanted to marry me? Or where's your actions like towards me? Where's your proven that you really want to do something for me? So uh, they started to talk more often, but then she was like, I'm having day off in this day. Maybe you can come here for like this day, take your day off. And he was like, I cannot have day off uh, in any other day than Friday. And when it's Friday, I'm going to pray. By saying it, he proved that his God was more important for him than she was. And maybe, of course, it's understandable when you don't have much time to like see each other, and when there's only one, like, if he would fly to her, there's only 1 hour like flight. 1 hour you fly, you'll be there. That's all. Then you hang out, and maybe you can come back again in 1 hour. So it's not that much long. But he was like, no, I cannot take day off for you to come to you. I can take my day off only to go to pray. And she was like, okay. you know, I want to say, I want to say my opinion about it right now. Like, of course, you can love God, you can love people, but I think sometimes you need to prioritize people because God will forgive you anyways. But people will not forgive you. People are gonna die. And that actually what made her feel like less to this guy. That time she understood that it wasn't like, again, it wasn't blind love, but she understood that she must prioritize herself more as he does. If he doesn't care about her, then why should she care about him? And then, like, her 1 year staying in this country came to the end, and she actually decided to come back to her hometown. Yeah, and that's when I guess they actually broke up. And they would talk after that little bit, and he would say, "Oh, I'm waiting you, I'm missing you." And once she tried, like, explained to him very well that we kinda break up. You already missed me. I'm not gonna marry you. There's not gonna be anything, and I'm not coming back. I'm gonna make my new life in my hometown place. That's the end. But you know what? I'm gonna give you something I can say. Scene after the titles is about like few years later when she was already 20, like 19, 20, I guess, something like this summer. She goes back to this country, not for work, just for, have this vacation. And this guy, so she tells him, I'm coming. If you want, we can meet. And he actually said, oh, I'm going to meet you at the airport. And she was like, okay. So he met her at the airport and they went like home. He walked her home, helped with suitcases and everything. And they were like, oh, we should meet like in the evening and walk. And she was like, sure, because she was like free person. They went for the walk and like she wasn't alone. It was like him, her, and also her brother. He was like taking one eye on them, but they didn't do anything illegal. They were just talking about life, how it been, how they been. In one of these days, like the other day, she decided to walk with him during the day. Only her and him, this Amir guy, or oriental killed. So they decided to walk during daytime, and he was like, "Do you want to go to the hotel?" And she was like, "Sure." They went to the hotel, and you know what happened? You know what happened? She made him lose virginity with her. He was virgin from their breakup until she decided to go there on vacation. He was like, he maybe changed his mind about religion and all of this, about philosophy. And he was like, what the fuck? Why am I so virgin? And so that how long he was virgin? He was like maybe 6 years or 7 years older than her. And she was like 20, around 19, 20. And he was like 24 already, or maybe older. I don't really remember for how much he was older than her, but he was fucking virgin. And that day, that summer, she made him to lose his virginity. After that sleepover, she understood that she doesn't like him anymore. Nothing, because I know it might sound too violent because he was virgin, but he was really bad in sex, and she didn't really enjoyed it. She felt that he was too selfish. He wouldn't try to do anything. He was just laying there, and he was like, move. And yeah, I mean, again, maybe he was not that much experienced, and that's why before getting married, being like virgin, you must know some people. You must know your future husband. Is he good in sex or is he bad in sex? Of course, you can always teach him, but what if he still don't like it? And can you imagine, like, all of this? Like, for 1 year, she was so much in love with him. She felt so many feelings. But when they, like, few years later, when they eventually had sex, she was like, okay, okay, I see. Can we not see each other anymore? So that's how it works sometimes. And that's my another story. And I want to apologize that I haven't been making video for so many days because I've been so much procrastinating. I hope you're gonna forgive me because I'm giving you such a spicy stories, and I'm still gonna keep giving you many spicy stories, so don't forget to follow me. And thank you for 1000 views on my last video. So don't forget to follow me, comment this video, and also don't forget to they don't say follow, they say subscribe here. And also put likes and everything, watch my other video about my virginity. I hope this video gonna be better because you know I'm not putting it here on my somewhere here. I'm putting it here, so the voice doesn't sound like I'm talking from the butthole. Okay, bye.